Hello, and we're fucking doing it live again, the only way that you can do cold beers and curveballs. I am Chase Almy.
And I'm Corey Stevens.
And it is a beautiful Sunday night here at the Walk-Off Sports headquarters in downtown Dallas, Texas.
What? Man, why is everyone yelling?
Because we're so fucking jazzed, man.
You know why we're yelling?
Because we're on fucking live
television.
television.
Because it's sexy time.
It's big sexy time. It has been all over everywhere. The 44-year-old man threw 7 innings of hitless baseball.
6 perfect, eh?
6 perfect. Then he walked a guy. Then Josh Reddick.
That was a fake walk. That was not a real walk.
If it was if it was a good fucking umpire,
it was fake news walk.
Dude, that was horrible. It's like when Phil Umber threw that perfect game for Seattle. The last strike.
Who's Phil Umber?
Yeah, exactly. The last strike was the worst fucking called strike, third strike I've ever seen in my life. Like the catcher missed it, had to throw it down to first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible.
Chase decided to yell tonight, so.
Yeah, dude, hey, I'm feeling jazzed.
I guess we're yelling today.
Dude, I'm all about it because I got the cold beers and curveball lager going on.
Boom. Let's do it. Official beers, official hats for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Giants hat today.
Why you gotta do that?
Because they're playing 500, and I figured this show would be probably about a 500 show.
You know who doesn't have Big Sexy, though? The Giants.
The Giants doesn't have Big Sexy.
Yeah, you know
Giants played for Big Sexy is a Giant, and I feel like it would be great.
You're right. There. Big Sexy is a giant man.
He is. He's a big guy. What I liked about last night's game, though, was the fact that he wasn't all, sitting in the corner, no one talking to him. He was having a good time.
No, he was tranquilo.
Yeah, he was just
chilling.
Like, I'm Big Sexy. I'm Bartolo Colon. I'm the last Expo.
Right. The last great Big Sexy. Man, what will baseball do without
But
him?
the thing is, though, I think Big Sexy will retire before Tom Brady, and Tom Brady will be the last Expo.
Okay, you keep bringing that up, but nobody cares about that little tidbit.
I'm just saying.
Nobody cares. Well, things that people care about.
I bet if Bartolo Colon got on the TB12 method, he'd pitch until he's 60.
I don't want to talk about TB12 either.
Okay, fine.
God dang. So, right, we're doing it. We're doing it live, talking about Bartolo Colon throwing a perfect game.
Bartolo
for 7 innings.
Tell you,
it was the most beautiful thing.
If you liked pitching,
it was the best pitching clinic I have seen in so long.
Right, it's been the best pitching matchup that wasn't even really going to be a matchup.
And Colon versus Verlander. All that you needed to know about the fact about Colon pitching is that he struck Altuve out. Nobody strikes Altuve out. He doesn't strike out.
Here's the thing.
He hits the ball in play almost always. And Altuve was striking out. Correa was striking out. Everybody. And Bartolo Colon gets up in the count every single time for the first 5.5 innings or more. Wasn't it? Like he was 0-1. He had the first pitch strike every single time
until
for 5 innings or 6 innings. Yeah. And then finally that was broken. And was that the same time that when he walked him, that was the same exact at bat, or
no? It was the next inning that he walked him.
Right, so that was the 6th, and then the 7th he walked him. Yeah,
but here's the thing about the whole ordeal last night is it was Verlander versus Colon.
Right,
Colon throws more fastballs than any other starting pitcher in the league.
Right,
and
they're all two-seamers with movement.
And the Astros are the best hitting offense against fastballs. So it was like,
it doesn't make sense.
This is going to be a fucking shit show for the Rangers.
It doesn't make sense.
Which we were expecting because it's the Rangers.
That's what you would expect.
It's the season from hell.
But you can't. Hey, when Big Sexy gets on the mound, you don't know what to expect.
No, Bartolo Colon. He's showing why he's 44 years old and still out there.
And see, the funny thing about it is Verlander actually pitched really well too.
Yeah, I mean Verlander gave up the one hit, and it was Chirinos' home run.
Right. He had a really good night going through 7.
If you liked pitching, last night's game was the game for you.
Last night was fantastic. Bartolo was clearly feeling it last night because he threw his hardest pitch the entire year and probably one of the hardest he's thrown in several years. Right. 93 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He does not throw 93. So when they clock
Not
him
anymore.
at 93,
When he started out with Cleveland, he was throwing gas.
well, right. I'm talking
Now
in the last
he's
in recent
movement and
memory.
control.
In recent memory, he does not throw 93. The fact that he threw 93 meant that he was pumped for the game, and it's all about command. We've talked about it, but we don't get like into the nitty gritty on pitching all the time.
Right.
But the thing is, it all comes down to command, and he had it perfectly. The upper corners, the bottom corners, inside out, outside in movement. Every single pitch, except for like early innings, he threw a couple breaking balls. Every single pitch after the fourth inning was a two-seam fastball, basically.
Right.
That's all he threw, and they all moved. They all moved drastically, outside in or inside out, or down, or left, right, and center, who cares? But they all had movement, and they all had pinpoint accuracy, and that is how, even though you're 45 years old and you're throwing 89 miles an hour fastball, that is how you throw 7 perfect innings.
Oh, yeah. It was
beautiful.
It was a great game. I enjoyed watching every minute that I watched. I kept up with it. So with that win, the Rangers were able to win the series 2-1.
It's their first series win. We acting like the Rangers are all that only for today.
Well, and the day before, though, they won that game,
Yeah,
which
they did.
broke their 5-game losing streak. They got swept by Anaheim.
The Rangers are not all that, but today they are.
But
because
they brought the Silver Boot
yeah.
series for the season tied up.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
3-3.
it's an early season.
It's an early season. And did you happen to watch earlier this weekend the Diamondbacks and Dodgers?
Did not catch it unless that was Kershaw's game you're talking
No,
about.
it was not. It was
Was it Greinke or no?
no
Someone else.
somebody
So who-
else.
what was up?
So it was later on in the game. Alex Avila got on first, runner on third. So they got runners on the corner, and the Diamondbacks hit a home run.
Right.
So it's going to be a
that
3-run
one.
deal. Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
Avila thought the ball wasn't going to clear the fence.
I mean, it did barely clear the
It
fence.
did.
Yeah.
He goes back to first base,
Right.
and the batter runs past Avila. So he goes from having a 3-run jack
To being called out.
to a
Yeah.
2 RBI single. They gave him the single, and
They
then
gave
they called
him
him
the
out.
single. Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
And that's
So
the
it
thing.
still scores as a single. But yeah, he got called out because, okay, let's just take for a moment to shit on Avila was the guy at first.
Yeah.
He is a slow.
Yeah. He doesn't.
He
and that was the
moves in
thing,
slow
was
motion.
Even watching.
How is he a Major League Baseball player? He
Same
moves
reason-
slower than
sa-
Bartolo Colon.
Same reason Omar Mazar is a Major League Baseball
Oh,
player.
shut up.
No,
Mazzara can run.
The thing with them though is that where the ball was, I don't know why he went back because it would have been off the wall.
Right.
Like, the guy- nobody
he
would have
must
caught the
been-
ball.
He must have. Yeah, he
Like
clearly
there's no
can't
way
see
that
either.
if somebody dove and caught
Right.
the ball, made the play of the year,
Yeah.
he would still have time to get
Yeah,
back
he
around
would.
second to first.
Right. So why are you tagging when it's it's going to hit the wall or go past? Why are you tagging up at
Right.
first? You don't know how to run bases. You move in slow motion, and you just got your teammate out.
Right, and the thing is they look like fucking idiots as they're rounding the bases because Avila's just doing this little jog, and
I
3
think
or
that
4
was his-
feet behind him is the
Yeah.
other runner.
I think that's as fast as he knows how to move.
Dude, he's
Yeah, and they were all
good
sheepish
defensive player,
They
but
were-
the Diamondbacks are playing lights out right now.
right?
They're-
Except for that one.
Right. No, which I think is something that we should get into, and let's look at
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far.
I want to get into that, but first, I got to talk about that rule. Why are we calling the base runner out when it's a home run? As in, the spirit of the rule is that you can't just have everybody run willy-nilly and pass each other, but it didn't violate the spirit of the rule. It was a 1-foot mistake. There wasn't a play on the
No,
base path.
he fucking went way past him.
Right, but there wasn't a play there. The rule is about when there's actually like a play on the base paths. There wasn't a play happening. It was a home run. It should cancel out the rule.
No,
the
it
spirit
doesn't
of the
cancel
rule
it out, dude. If you
doesn't follow.
listen, they were even talking about this on the broadcast. If let's say the Rangers have bases loaded. Joey Gallo steps up,
Yeah.
hits a walk-off grand slam home run.
Right.
All right? Everybody's trotted around. He gets tackled between second and third.
Why is he getting tackled?
Because they all run out. Elvis Andrews runs out, Gatorades him.
Okay.
So
Yep.
if that happens, his
Yeah.
grand slam is now recorded as a 3-run double
Yeah, I get that.
because he never touches home plate. It's the same thing. He hit the home run, but statistically, they're not going to give him that.
And he scored he scored all but one run. But it's to penalize bad base running and
Or stupidity, and in this
Right.
fucking sense, Alex Avila, you stole a home run from your teammate.
I know, but
There you
I
go.
mean,
Spirit of the rule.
whatever.
You know what, though? I am right about that, and you know what else I was right about?
What do you?
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there.
I was right about the AL West. I
You
am
were-
fucking right about the AL West.
If you go back and listen to 2 episodes ago,
Yep.
you will hear Chase talking about the AOS predictions. He put the Angels on top, and I said, "What are you talking about, Chase?"
Oh, and look, I'm right.
Guess what? The Angels are on top. You know why they're on top?
Because of the
two-
chosen one?
Because 2 of the top 10 players in Total War are in their outfield. Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani.
He's not in their outfield.
He doesn't play, but he could be a right fielder. I'm going to pretend.
he's a-
I'm going to pretend. I'm calling him a right fielder.
Oh, is
whatever.
it because Ichiro was a right fielder, so all Japanese players that come over are right fielders?
Look, I
Fucking
don't know.
racist.
Look, I misspoke.
He called
Whatever.
him a Japansy earlier.
Okay, up the center. Should I have said up the middle?
You
There.
should have said
They're
right up the middle.
Right up the middle on their diamond. No, the Angels
Dude.
have 2 of the best players in baseball, and nobody saw it coming.
They have, as of this morning, they have 103 runs so far this year.
That's a pretty good offense.
Oh yeah, that's great offense. They actually in Bleacher Report power rankings this week went up 3 spots to number 2. Boston Red Sox at 13-2, sitting there at number 1. Houston Astros are down to 5. They went from 1 to 5.
Well, that's what losing to the Rangers is going to do to you.
Right? And you know what? I also owe an apology to the fucking New York Metropolitans. I am
Mets.
sorry. I don't. I gave you guys shit because when you
As-
deserve shit, and so I
you
continue
should
to
get
give you
it.
shit, and now I'm feel bad about it because you guys are fucking rocking the NL East,
They're rocking, and the big reason why they're rocking is Noah Syndergaard.
right? Noah Syndergaard. I mean, you should see Noah Syndergaard. The movement that I saw on a 97 mile an hour
ridiculous.
2-seam fastball.
I don't even know that that's possible.
It's like a Yu
okay,
Darvish
what
slider.
I'm looking at that pitch, it's like, all right, is the radar gun right? Because I've never seen something with that much movement moving that fast, and also it was a windy day, right? Maybe
I
the
don't
wind
think
was
wind's
catching
gonna
it.
fucking. It's
I
not
know.
a fucking wiffle ball.
I know, but that thing was moving
Dude,
like
he's
it was
60
a slider.
He's 60 feet 6 inches. Fucking come at me, man. That's how he rolls.
That thing moved like a slider, but it had the speed of a fastball.
Dude, it
That
was
that was brutal.
You can't
That
defend
was
that.
unhittable stuff. He had 8 straight strikeouts, right?
Yeah, dude. So that the Mets on the NL East is a surprise for me. The Angels is not a surprise on the AL West. They do have 14 more runs than any other team in the league right now.
That's like 1 per game.
Yeah, dude.
Dang.
Zach Kozart, I think, Kozart is the bigger signing than Shohei Ohtani because Kozart comes in
Oh,
right after.
come on.
Dude, Kinsler.
I mean, I get it, but
Kinsler gets
stop.
hurt after the first game, and he's filling the spot.
Yeah.
The pitching staff,
that's
as long as they
important.
stay healthy, is going to look good.
Yeah, but filling a spot for a couple weeks is great, but shining Ohtani is way more important.
Right. I think this
That's where I'm
season,
putting
though,
it.
so far has been so different because
Right.
we got the fucking Pittsburgh Pirates.
The Pirates are even
The
playing
Pirates are playing lights out.
Who
But the
saw that
Pirates,
coming?
To me, the Pirates, it seems like they're, which you're not going to fucking get it because you still haven't bought the damn video or movie of Major League where you know, in the story for Major League, they're playing in spite of an ownership that wants to move them out of Cleveland. So
Yeah.
they want to win everything.
Right.
And I feel like that's what Pittsburgh's doing right now.
Pittsburgh is not supposed to be good. They're
No,
supposed to be
they're
in
supposed to be
rebuild
bad.
mode because they sent away McCutcheon and they sent away everyone.
They sent away Garrett Cole. They sent away, they didn't do
Yep.
any signing. And they
Nope.
got Polanco, and he's playing lights out. They've got several players who are just, up-and-coming players who are playing above the potential that people thought.
No,
It's kind of like the Phillies right now. The
Right.
Phillies had a 6-0 run last week. Perfect week. 6-0.
dang. That's impressive.
Dude, so, I mean, there's a lot of teams. The younger talent, the Braves, is going to be a fun one to watch. The Braves, played lights out. The Braves played a really good game, but they played against the Cubs, and the Cubs came back to beat them 14-10. Yeah, it
like
was a
that.
crazy fucking week, and I loved every bit of it. Thank you, YouTube TV and MLB TV. I can fucking watch everything now.
Right.
I think I'm putting
Jason's in heaven.
I'm putting my 2 weeks in at
You're
work.
just gonna watch it.
I'm just gonna go, yeah.
Start blogging about it. Just
Yeah, I'm going to make that money that way. The Washington Nationals actually dropped down to number 12 in the power rankings. So for the top 10, we have the Boston Red Sox, the LA Angels, Arizona Diamondbacks, who are playing like, they're kind of got that chip on their shoulder because their time was supposed to be up last year. The New York Mets, the Astros, Cleveland Indians, Pirates, the Blue Jays. They're at 9-5. Nobody thought they were going to be good, and they're still having to deal with defensive issues with Josh Donaldson because he has dead arm.
You know why they're good? Because they don't have Jose Bautista. That's why they're good.
That's probably it. They got
Right.
rid of negativity and just a stupid fucking face.
That's why the Cowboys are going to be good because they got rid of negativity over at the wide receiver position.
Right, and if you're a Cowboys fan and you're looking for a cheap jersey, you can go
Yeah,
to the
go
Cowboys
buy
Pro
you-
Shop and buy you a Des Bryant jersey.
Go buy you some Des Bryant.
Dude, there'll be another 88. Just put some
Cut.
blue tape over it.
Cut.
St.
Des
Louis
Bryant.
Cardinals at 9-7 for the 9th spot. They're up 4 spots. And the Chicago Cubs down to number 10. They dropped from number 3 last week.
You touched on the Nationals though. Tell us about Scherzer.
Dude, Scherzer is about
He's a baller.
Scherzer and Harper
Hey,
are
put
the
your hand
things
down. Put
that
your
are-
fat hand down.
Sorry, dude. I'm just
It's in
trying to
my
make
face.
it. Well,
It's in
that's
my
what
face,
people
you
are saying
idiot.
they want us to do.
No, that's not what people are saying they
So
want.
Bryce Harper started out last week having more home runs than like 5 fucking teams.
He's still got more home runs than a lot. I mean,
he still does. He's playing lights out.
He's lights out.
Max Scherzer plays a complete game shutout, pitches a complete game shutout, and fucking robs a bag.
Yeah,
Steals a base
because he got
because he got a jump. Nobody thought, one eye over
Well,
there is going to fucking get him.
That's because he knows he knows that pitcher isn't going to watch him. He knows the pitcher's slow. He got a big jump. He says, "Hey, I can do it myself. I don't need nobody else to steal for me." I don't need
Finish
no
at the
pinch
power
runner.
rankings, though. The Rangers are at number 20, and to round out at number 30 with a record of a whopping 2-13
Oh,
are the
dang.
Cincinnati Reds.
Cincinnati.
Jeremy Mitchell, get on the show and talk to us about your Reds. What's
Those
going
Reds
on?
suck. Why does anybody want to hear about the Reds?
Dude, because Jeremy Mitchell
Jeremy
loves the
Mitchell
Reds.
wants to talk about the Reds.
I mean, that's
Oh,
one
that's
of his
great.
fucking teams that he likes. He's
Man,
always
that's
up
a
there.
sorry existence. If
The
he likes
San Francisco
Reds.
Giants, I'm sorry. I thought they were going to be a team that was going to come back, but they're 6-9 right now. They were hovering around 500.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the power rankings for the week, which, isn't the actual standings and stuff like that. We're still, 2 weeks into the season?
Yeah, it's brand new, but it is a wonderful season so far.
It's looking good. Yeah, there's a lot of
Making baseball great again. 'Cause
there's
we
a
got
lot
big
of
sexy.
right, and there's a lot of
There's a lot of
divisions.
offense. There's storylines. There's division races.
Yeah, there's a few divisions like the NL West. Those top 3 spots are going to be a lot of fun to watch. I think the AL West is going to be fun to watch. I want to say, Shohei Ohtani, he threw a perfect inning or a perfect game through 7,
Yeah,
or 6 2/3 or something like that.
basically
Yeah,
the same line as Bartolo.
right. He did do it against the A's. Both of his pitching, his outings have been against the A's. So I don't want to jump on board and say that he's the greatest fucking thing to come from
Yeah, you
Japan
do.
since
No, yeah, you
Dirty
do.
Panty under vending machines.
Okay, wow, you didn't have to say
Well,
that.
that's what the best thing that's come from Japan.
What about Ichiro? And manga or manga or whatever those cartoons are
and
called.
Nintendo?
And sushi.
And Nintendo.
What about sushi? Well, anyway, some great things come from Japan, but not a whole lot in the baseball world. No, that AL West. Look, the thing is, yeah, maybe the Rangers are going to sit at the bottom of their division the entire year. Entirely possible. They'll be battling for last place with the A's, but the AL West itself will be exciting because we will have guys like Shohei Ohtani coming to the ballpark in Arlington, and the Astros are playing as good as they were last year. So there's plenty of storylines there. I do want to talk about you can get to what you were about to say, but let's talk the Rangers for a minute. They got some interesting some youth movement going on. But what were you were about to get into?
I was
something.
just going to say,
Yeah.
if you are looking, if the Rangers games are just a put down and a beat down to watch,
Right.
watch the NL East right now. Watch the NL Central. They're
Yeah.
closely running right now, and you've got the Mets, the Braves, and the Phillies over the Washington Nationals,
Right.
who
Mets need
at
to
the
get
beginning
themselves
of the
together.
season was like going to be finish the season up 12, 13 games over second place.
That's what everyone suspected, just a repeat of last year, because
Yeah.
they were running away with the division
and
last
everybody else in that division's tank mode,
year. Well, who
which
else
we'll
is
even
there?
get into the fucking
Wait.
Marlins tank mode.
Isn't that the only team left in the division? It's just the Marlins.
Yeah, the
You
Marlins
said-
are 9 games back.
right. No, but you said everyone else is in tank mode, and Phillies were kind of in tank mode, but then they signed Arrieta, and they're kind
Right.
of not in tank
I don't
mode.
know if you would count the Braves as in tank mode.
Well,
as
they've
much
been
as
in a
the
rebuild
Braves
for several
are
years.
under
yeah.
the theory that we're rebuilding right now.
Right.
Which is they didn't sign R.A. Dickey back. And
They're
R.A.
lost.
Dickey's a free agent.
They're lost.
Jason Worth is a free agent.
They should
There's
think
a
about
lot
that.
of people out there that are still free agents that I didn't even fucking think about until I
Right.
read an article about
That's
it.
probably because they're 45 years old.
Yeah,
Jason
probably.
Worth.
And they're not like fucking
Let's
Bartolo Colon.
Right, nobody's like Big Sexy. Let's talk for the Rangers for a second. Biggest news from last week was that Elvis Andrus broke his elbow.
Yeah, he didn't break it.
Well, I know the pitch broke his elbow. He got hit in the elbow.
96 miles an hour?
He got hit by pitch, broke his elbow. The thing is, the other little story about last night's game was Robinson Chirinos. Let's talk Robinson Chirinos for a second. He had the home run, kept him ahead for the entire game. He had the extra innings double,
Right.
or the scoring go-ahead runs. He caught a great game. He gets some credit for perfect.
That's who I don't think
catcher.
gets the credit on that.
Well, he needs some credit for catching a perfect game.
Catchers need credit on that.
And he also, the same mirror image to Elvis's hit by pitch, he got hit by a pitch on his right elbow, just like Elvis. The things didn't break for him. He got lucky, and
His
took
hit
it
a little
off.
bit low.
Yeah.
His hit more towards the forearm, I think, is what
Yeah.
saved him. Plus, he had that
He
pad
got
on.
lucky. Well, maybe he put the pad on because Elvis had just got injured.
Well, and that there's
Who knows?
you see a lot of players now that have
Yeah,
the different
all the
paddings
different
and stuff
paddings,
like
yeah.
that in different positions on people's body, and you think, that's weird. But
except for when you get hit there.
right,
Yeah.
and then you see people who you see things like that, and it's like, oh, well, their stance, their flow with the
Right.
ball, their swing, their mechanics, whatnot. They know where they're going to get hit if they are
Yeah.
to get hit.
And it is an incredibly unlikely event. The fact that they both to be hit there, you have to start your swing. You have to drop your arms a little bit, start your swing, and then pull back. And it they're both right-handed,
Right.
and they get hit on their non-leading elbow. Like you would, it's just the worst break for the Rangers. Elvis was the best hitter for this year so far for the Rangers, by far, really. I mean, he and Beltre, but he was the best hitter for the Rangers. He's out for weeks and weeks. We've got holes at shortstop that Profar's trying to fill.
Well, and here's the issue now.
And we don't know
Tonight's
how
game, he was taken out. First thing that popped up on my phone.
Profar, yeah.
Yeah, Profar. First thing popped up about him was an apparent leg injury, And later on in the game, it was announced that he was being observed for concussion symptoms.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see the part because I was waiting on Corey to
Chase was just waiting on me.
That's what I have to do.
Always waiting on a woman, right? No, just kidding. That's what you wanted to say.
Oh yeah, your name's Courtney Stevens. I forgot
Shut
about
up.
that. That's in
Tell
the
him-
fucking.
tell
That'll
him
be
to
in
go-
the extra innings. The
Tell him
Jeremy
to go
Mitchell
suck
story.
it. Tell Jeremy Mitchell to go suck it. He called me Courtney.
He called you Courtney because you're being
Ain't-
a little bitch.
Ain't no friend of mine. He called me Courtney.
Hey, that's what happens.
So the Rangers did have some a source of good news because
MLB
Elvis,
Rob Manfred said he's not counting this season.
Okay,
Oh,
so
maybe that might have been the sweep.
that might have been the good news. This season counts. The Rangers had to call up somebody to play infield because we're moving Profar to short. Odor's injured at second. We need a second baseman. So the Rangers called up Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. This guy has been at AAA. He's been doing good in the minors. He's not one of our star prospects. He's Hawaiian. There's only been 5 other Hawaiian, single-digit Hawaiian baseball players.
I always think of Shane Victorino when you say something about a Hawaiian baseball player.
There you go. So maybe about 3
Flying
or
Hawaiian.
4 Hawaiian baseball players ever. So Kiner-Falefa, Hawaiian. Feel-good story because when he gets the call, his parents take a flight from Honolulu to Texas. They watch him play in Houston. His first game, he gets his first hit. He got his first MLB hit in his very first game. His parents were there to watch it. And then his second MLB game, he gets his first home run. So for a young guy whose parents were there to see his success and probably doesn't feel like that this is just normal for him to get to make it to the show. Some guys like Gallo, it's not gonna be that big of a deal because their whole life has been about making it to the show, right? They're a star prospect from the age of 16,
Right.
but this guy Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he feels good and he's hitting big dongs and he's playing well for the Rangers over at second base, filling in. You've also got we're finding out a lot about Drew Robinson, and that I don't think he can cut it. I was holding out hope because see the thing is like he and Rua are out there in the outfield, and I was holding out hope that Drew Robinson was going to turn into what was going to bloom into what everyone with the Rangers organization seems to want Rua to be. And Rua just keeps kind of like floundering around, being average. I had some hope, I don't know where it came from, that Robinson was going to be great. Well, he can't even field balls in center field. He
Was that
strikes
him
out.
last night, wasn't it?
No, not last night, but then a couple nights ago.
There was one last night, too, that he bobbled.
It might have. The catch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the run scored. That was him. So right, he dropped the ball. It was the first game of the season. I think that's why the Rangers lost. Part of the reason why they lost is, the first game of the series against the Astros. He missed a hard hit grounder to center field. So he's got to get his act together. Who else we got? Basically, and Guzman. The Rangers called up Guzman to play first. He being our star prospect from AAA. He's got a giant wingspan. He kind of looks goofy on the base paths. He's never hit more than about 15 home runs in the minors, which is like, well, you've been there for a while and you can never hit more than 15 home runs. Maybe you don't have a power stroke. So it's a really interesting choice for first base. Like, he's good at first base defensively, and he actually showed it. But you want your first baseman to have some power, and his is questionable.
Well,
but he
you don't
hits
want,
for average.
You want productivity.
I know, but you generally like first base to be power because you got guys like Napoli and Gallo and all these, historic
You got the bigger guys.
guys over at first base. Generally, they got power. Well, he's got average, but not necessarily a ton of power. He's got good defense though. So we got
Oh, so you're
multiple.
saying that we have a
got multiple.
we have a Caribbean Mitch Moreland. Not a lot of power, not a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
Good defensive plays.
I was going to actually say that Joey Gallo could turn into a Mitch Moreland on defensively. I think he's got those skills at first.
Yeah, but he's an offensive power, so
Well, I
that's
know.
exactly what you're looking for.
Right.
But I'm
He's-
saying Mitch
yeah.
Moreland was the guy that didn't have a lot of productivity.
Yeah,
at
he
the
didn't
plate.
actually. Right, he had nothing. Yeah.
Right, and but he was a defensive stronghold.
Right.
Kind of how Russell Martin is for catchers.
Right.
For Toronto, he doesn't get a lot of offensive productivity, but he's really good defensively.
Exactly. So the Rangers, they're not gonna win a ton of games, but we do have a chance to watch some young guys get their shot, and they're performing all right. It's good to see.
Yeah, we just got to get rid of that Drew Robinson, Banny.
Banny, listen up.
Banny,
No, I'd
never
rather.
listen.
I mean, I'd rather him get rid of Rua first. But what else we got? Where are we at? 30 minutes. Thanks for listening in, guys.
Yeah. Corey went into straight up fucking Delilah mode there. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for man.
We've
do
got
not
a call. We've got a
do
call
not.
from Cape Cavett, Kentucky. Marlena's on the phone. What would you like to say?
You slander my name like that. Why do I put up with you?
Hey, so you know what?
You want to talk about winning?
I'm going to talk about fucking winning.
Let's talk about winning. Over in Arizona.
Over in
Tell me about
Arizona,
it.
there is a school, Horizon High School. If you are a high school baseball fan or know anything, you know.
Dude, call us. Yeah. Get in touch with us on Instagram or Facebook or something.
We want to talk to people in
I want
Arizona.
that story from
Yeah.
that high school. Because there's one, Jay's about to get into it, but there's one bullshit quote from the other side. And we can't figure out why. Why? Tell us why.
So-
we don't know why the principal is trying to get rid of the coach.
Eric Kibler has been there for 38 years at this school, has a program. This past season, he got his 8,000th
Holy
win.
shit.
And they are firing him and the rest of the staff.
Well, they're telling them that they're just going to be fired at the end of the season.
Right. At the end of the year,
So they get to
basically-
dwell on it. They get to dwell on it for the rest of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
They're basically saying, hey, after this, you're done.
He's the winningest coach in Arizona baseball history.
Winningest coach. And I would say he's probably one of the winningest coaches in high school baseball.
Totally agree, right. Yeah.
Just based off the number that has been in the article. But his name's Eric Kibler, and they informed him that they are firing him due to a negative culture.
Yeah, and then the reporters ask for the website. They ask the principal.
azcentral.com is where you can find the
They ask the principal, hey, tell us more about this negative culture and what bullshit does she spew?
She says, I don't know. You'll
Ask-
have to ask him.
Ask him. And he says, I don't know. I'm not doing nothing about negative culture here.
Right, and I think negative culture has been such a bullshit term thrown around. He recently died, a former UT coach, Augie.
Yeah, Augie, yeah.
Yeah, Augie, you want to talk about
He was one of the
a
all-time greats,
negative
right?
culture? That would be what people nowadays would say is a negative fucking culture, is a guy who loses his shit on a group of kids to make them better.
Right. Kids
And-
can handle it.
Right, and
If you grow up here, you can handle it.
And Horizon has many MLB players
Yeah.
that have come out of that school, that organization. One guy that they talked to that played professional baseball said he basically changed his life.
Yeah.
He was hard on players.
You interview all the players, and they say that he's the greatest coach they've ever had.
Right. And that's the thing is,
So where is this coming from?
I had a
cannot get this.
coach. I had a coach. He was the assistant high school coach, and then he was our head junior high coach. And he had some issues come up at my school. He's now at a different school. Where he was basically, don't yawn on camera, Corey.
I'm
People
yawning.
are going to think that we're fucking
Chase,
boring.
is that the first time you noticed me yawning?
I know you're over here yawning,
I don't know. I don't know what got into me.
but no. He he had a similar situation. Looking back on it, it could have been seen differently, but I was there. He would throw baseballs at you if you swung at a bad pitch in the cage.
Well,
that was kind of the thing.
Did he throw them 90 miles an hour?
No,
I don't
it wasn't
think
like
so.
he chunked
exactly.
them.
So he hit you with a baseball because you should have got your
baseball
head on straight, not swung at a bad
Right.
pitch.
He would run you if you made a base running it.
Works for me.
If you made a mental error, you went and ran.
Works
and
for me.
Parents got mad about it because parents are okay having kids who are soft as puppy shit. And that's the problem.
That's really soft.
Yeah, and that's why we're having the problem now. Because all of these parents who, and they had a few parents who wouldn't say anything that agreed with it. And they had one parent who was like, yeah, my son didn't, he didn't hold everybody to the same standard. Which to me sounds like a way of pussyfooting around the subject of,
This is not a quote. Okay, when you're going to write an article and you're trying to find quotes to support the principal,
right?
Trying to fire this guy, and the only one they can find is, well, he's a pretty good guy.
He's a decent guy. He was a decent coach,
but he may not have treated everyone the same.
That
is a bullshit quote there. That is not. It should. If you want to find, oh man, what a juicy story. They're firing the coach. Surely there's something terrible going on. Tell me about this negative culture. You have multiple quotes.
Right. You're going to have something.
All of these stories are going to come out, and that's fine. They don't want to do it on the record. But yeah, they're gonna spill the beans. They're gonna say that he's verbally abusive. He's this, that, and the other. Maybe he's physically abusive. He used racial slurs. Something would come out, and absolutely nothing has come out.
Right. It's just that he holds his kids to a standard. The guy that they interviewed that played professional baseball, I don't think he played. I think he was in organized ball, then he played indie ball. But he said that his freshman year he didn't get to play because he wasn't making the grades and he was causing trouble in school.
Because shit happens because you don't get to play.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
Yeah. I don't understand the bullshit. I remember in middle school, we had an A team and a B team. And if you were good, you played on the A team. And if you were bad, you played on the B team.
I mean, I was B1 in 7th grade football. I didn't cry about it.
No.
I mean, I wasn't as big as the other kids.
Now, I remember in Little League Baseball, I had this coach that was like...
Maybe that's why we can't deal with facts anymore.
No, you can't.
It's because, hey, guess what? You're not very good. That's the fact. You get to be on the B team.
Right? We did have a Little League coach that didn't have... His name was Wes.
Yeah.
Looking back at Wes, he had a ponytail, a goatee... I believe he had blue flame seat covers. He dipped.
Oh, Wes.
And I believe he only listened to Pantera. He didn't have his kid was like 17 years old. He didn't have a fucking kid on the team.
Right.
Most of this stuff, Little League, is
normally
volunteer. Your parents coach. This guy didn't have a kid.
Just wanted to coach.
I don't think I ever met his kid.
This guy just wanted to coach.
Right. It's just like I like Little League Baseball. So it's me and my next door neighbor, and my next door neighbor played Little League Baseball, but baseball wasn't his thing. So his dad was wanting that whole inclusion, like my son needs to play more, my son needs to play more. Well, the citywide tournament came around, and my neighbor was like, I'm not getting to play, he doesn't get to play. So his dad walks over, and I will never forget it. He's got a Coors Light can that he's ripped the fucking top off of, and he's spitting into it. And my neighbor, the neighbor kid's dad goes up and he's like, "Oh, my son's not getting to play much." And he looks at him and goes, "Tough titty, man." He said, "This was his quote: tough titty, man. The tournament ain't about the kids; it's about me."
It's about me.
And I'm like, fucking great. Like, Wes totally had I not been a 5th grader and not known, like I think Wes was everyone's crazy uncle that you kind of want to be like when you grow up, but then you find out he's just a fucking bum. Like,
Chase, you are turning into him.
right? Like, I'm coaching this team and I have no kids
And
involved.
you're a bum.
Yeah, he's just like,
man.
but that was, that's the mentality a lot of these guys have is the kids who can play will play.
Yeah.
And they're getting punished for it. There's very few guys left in this game and in sports in general who, the ones that win are going to play. The
Right.
ones that don't, they're not going to play. I'm
Right.
not going to do this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you about the generally perceived to be the number one program in Louisiana, Barb High School. No, the best kids don't always play.
Right.
You know who plays? The sons of the boosters. Yeah, you got all the money. You're going to be a booster.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's small town politics.
Right.
I mean, that's
And
everywhere.
that's problematic.
And, yeah, it can be a
Play.
problem. But the thing is
Play the best players.
right. And there are schools that can get away with being a very good program like
Right.
that and doing that. And then, but most of the time when you get small town politics involved with, my kid's the captain of the cheerleading team or my kid's the captain of the football team, it really shows in the fact that you fucking suck.
Right. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
But then you as a parent are like propping them up, but their friends know that they suck.
right.
You're not doing them any favors.
No, and they fall hard in college.
Yeah, well, we're gonna keep our eyes on that story because I feel like there.
You know who
has
else is
to
falling
be
hard right now?
The Marlins.
The fucking Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins are what I was hoping this year the Mets was going to fucking be.
Right. but
So
turns
right
out-
now, ESPN has them at around 13,000 attendance or 13,000 in attendance.
Yeah,
but that is, I think, only based off of ticket sales.
That's
I don't
some
think that's
hashtag
them going
fake
around
news. No.
and head counting.
No,
because you
no.
can head count at a Marlins game.
you can head count and finish before the
Right.
eighth inning.
Yeah,
Because there's about 900.
I learned
people
how to
in the
head
stadium.
count because my dad's a preacher, and my dad always kind of wanted to know how many people were in service, so he would like have me kind of do
Right.
the glance around, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do that at a Marlins game,
Yeah, because there's not very many people there.
right? And sadly, last week their minor league affiliate had more people in the stands than the Marlins did.
Yeah, that's real sad, but it's easy to get more than 1,000 people to a minor league game if you're good.
Yeah, or if you have bobblehead night, I mean,
Right?
that's easy.
Bobblehead night, get 1,000 people to the stadium. They couldn't even get 1,000 people to the Marlins game.
Dude, they can't. The lowest attendance so far has been the Tampa Bay Rays and the Chicago White Sox with sleet and rain, and I think there was 947 people there.
Yep.
And Rob Manfred is more fucking worried about pace of play.
Man.
We're not even worried about the fact that you've got a team down here who has become a joke, not only in MLB, but across pop culture, across anything.
The Marlins and the Rays, are a joke, and the ownership is not even treating them right, as a baseball team.
So here's what the
Ownership's trying to pussyfoot around paying their taxes.
right. Derek Jeter jumps on board, and they come up with this plan on how investors are going to make their money back.
Right.
And basically, what he said was they were going to have at least 21,000 people in attendance for every game, and they were going to build the ticket sales into the profit. That was the game plan.
That was the game plan.
Well,
how's that working?
yeah, it ain't fucking working. You can't sell off everything. You can't sell off the farm and expect people to show up.
21,000 people in attendance. is
Right.
not-
He sold off Osuna. He sold off
Giancarlo.
Stanton and the other guy's name. I can't fucking think of it.
It's okay because I can't either.
Yeah.
Because I don't keep track
The
of the
last
Marlins.
guy, I mean, he sold off the major three.
Because I don't keep track of the Marlins.
Nobody keeps track
you're
of the
talking about
Marlins.
center fielder, right?
Yeah.
Not D. Gordon or no. Yeah, no, was it D.
No, it
Gordon?
wasn't D. Gordon.
Whatever.
We'll figure it out after the show. No, so now it's coming out that the Miami Marlins don't actually own the stadium. Miami-Dade County owns the stadium.
yeah.
And then the city of Miami owns the parking garages and all the parking around, and they go into these agreements and these deals that, hey, we're going to rent this from you, we're going to mark up, if it's $2,000, we're going to mark parking up to, make it to where we have $5,000, so we pick $3,000 profit, we give you the $2,000 that you're owed. So they're looking for their money because once the team sells, this is supposed to be what happens. They get that money on it.
Yeah.
Well, the great mind of Derek Jeter has decided that, hey, we're going to move our corporate offices and headquarters to the British Virgin Islands.
I heard it's beautiful over there.
The
That's
British
where they're moving
Virgin Island Marlins.
Right?
That is their way out of trying to be able to bring home a return on investment for their investors and not have to pay the city.
You know
and
what?
I feel like this is going to get bad really fucking quick.
You know what's hilarious about the whole thing? Miami's already a beautiful city. Like, I would understand if this story was written about the Cincinnati Reds and they had the new ownership group and they weren't having any, making any money and they were trying to avoid taxes by moving to the Virgin Islands. That makes sense. Because you don't want to have your headquarters in Cincinnati because Cincinnati sucks.
Right. No,
But they're already in beautiful Miami.
That was the basis of Major League. They were going to suck so bad in Cleveland, they could move to Miami and have a team. You're in Miami, you have a team. They've been a joke of an organization since pretty much the fucking get-go.
They've been a joke and still managed to win some World Series.
Right. They have 2 World Series in what? The first 15, 20 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rangers don't have that.
No. I mean, they have such a great opportunity. They have a huge Puerto Rican and Cuban.
Everyone in Miami who wants to be a Marlins fan because all those people immigrate from Cuba to Miami.
Right, and Puerto Rico to Miami. I mean,
exactly.
A huge following. Those countries are both baseball countries.
And they're just shitting all over them and not even giving them good product.
Yeah. I don't fucking get it. It's like, this story, you can't fucking make it up.
People thought it was cool that Jeter came onto the ownership group. Well, a year later, they don't think it's very cool.
No, I mean, nobody is, I think what they were going to have to do as far as the payroll and stuff was going to have to happen because they weren't ever going to take off.
Sure.
It wasn't ever going to happen. And they were really still in Giancarlo Stanton's best years.
Yeah.
Even though right now he's in a slump now.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's striking out 43% of the time.
It's not looking pretty over at in New York with the Yankees.
No.
But the thing is, if you're going to struggle in the beginning of the season. I mean, things will sort itself out, right?
Right. I mean, and that's the thing.
If you want the New York media to absolutely write you off and shit all over you, go through a slump in September.
Yeah.
But right now, it's forgivable. It's forgivable. Sure, they're not even the best team in New York.
Well, and you've got the fucking golden child, Aaron Boone, over there.
Aaron Boone,
getting his managerial career. That's the thing is, I think this is the most rookie managers I've seen in a long time.
Right? It's true.
I mean, there's some of them who are, the Phillies guy, luckily, he's got fucking 6 wins this past week because he was looking like a joke.
Yeah.
No, so the Rangers that got Tampa Bay this series, they're coming back home. They got the A's and the Mariners.
That might be the that sounds right. Yeah.
Right. So what we do think is, I think maybe this week we may end up being out at the Frisco game at Party at the Yard.
You want to go to Frisco again?
Dude, yeah. It's Party at the Yard is this new thing that Frisco Rough Riders are doing on Thursday home games. This Thursday is a home game, and it's dollar beers from Deep Ellum Brewery.
That sounds fantastic.
So you can get your $1 Dallas Blonde. It's $10 in advance, $15 at the gate. They also have packages to where you can do the Lazy River if you feel like it.
Yeah.
They've got some cornhole out
there.
Who
doesn't
They've got
feel
DJ.
Like that?
Dude, so me and Emily went out
last
Monday.
Y'all were looking real cute.
Oh, dude, she got her a little Rough Riders hoodie because it was cold out.
Right?
She loved every minute of it. She was clapping and dancing around and bouncing up and down. Loved it. That's what minor league baseball is for. Minor league baseball is more of a party than it is a ball game.
Hey, you know what kind of minor league baseball would be a party?
Where's that?
In New York. The Binghamton Rumble Ponies. I bet that's a party.
Oh, dude, I bet
we got
it
some
is. Here
Tebow
it
time.
goes.
We got
Our God is greater, our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God,
That's right, guys. It is Tebow time. Tim Tebow is still down in the Double-A Binghamton Rumble Ponies.
Don't say down. He's way up there. He's made it to Double-A. He went from Florida last year all the way to New York. That's going north. He's going nothing but up. Tim Tebow is ascending. He is on his way to heaven. He's going from Florida to New York. He is a
I
savior.
have a feeling the way that this season's going right now, he's going to be stuck in purgatory for a few minutes.
People think that the Mets might call him up because the Mets suck, but the Mets don't suck.
Right. That's the thing. It was like the Mets were like, everybody's like, oh, if it was any other organization.
Right. Well, turns out this is the successful organization. Maybe we can trade him to the Nationals. Maybe he'll get a chance with the Nationals because they suck apparently.
He's sitting right now at a 200 batting
Tell
average.
me more. You said 400 batting average? That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's pretty much what everybody
How many
thinks.
home runs? 5 home runs?
He's got...
Don't say one. Does he only have one still?
Yeah.
That was in his first at bat.
He's 7 games.
It was in his first at bat. What's he got? 200 average. What's the rest of his stat line?
Man.
He's looking good in that picture over there. He's looking real fresh.
Right. He's got home runs this year. He's got 1 home run.
I know, but I want to know, is he slugging okay? I mean, I know you don't have any home runs. You might not be slugging well, but has he got an OPS we're talking
He
about?
got some slugging at 360.
Yeah.
360 slugging. On
could be worse.
Average, he's 200. I mean,
And
it's game with the kid. But it's a 21 and over for Party at the Yard. It should be fun. Fireworks. They got a DJ out there. It's a lot of fun. Be a fun time to mingle. Be a good time for you to pick up a cold beers and curveball sticker.
Maybe you can sign on to Christian Mingle and meet Tim Tebow on there.
Dude, Tim Tebow might let you. I don't know what would you.
Isn't he on there? Isn't he their spokesman?
I think he was.
He
at
should
some
be.
point. He should be everybody's spokesman.
He could be the spokesman for anybody.
He's got 5 games and 2 hits, and now look at him. He's going to multiply that out in the grace of God.
2 fish, 5 loaves and 2 fishes.
That's all you need.
Is that how that works?
2 hits and 5 walks, and we're doing something here for.
Oh dear.
No, so Corey, what
Let's
do you
call
look
up Lloyd Stevens, see what he thinks
Lloyd
about that
Stevens
reference.
will be all about that reference.
He will be. Numerology for the win, right?
Right? No, so what are you thinking for this week? Like, are there any games that you're really excited to see?
In particular, I'm going to watch a bunch of baseball on Saturday. Coming up Saturday is Mudbug Bash.
Oh, yeah.
And Saturday is also the Crawfish Boil at Pegasus City Brewery.
How much is it at Pegasus this time?
I don't know. I think I'm going to get in for free because I'm going to cook some crawfish. I'm going to teach them how to cook.
Oh, they don't know how to cook crawfish?
I'm going to teach them how to boil those crawfish because they don't know they need a coon.
This is coming from exactly. They need a coon ass. They need to go find a real one because the last time I ate crawfish, you only ate the fucking tail.
They were shut up. That's how it works. We were talking about their crawfish bowl. I said, "I'm from Louisiana. I'll show you what's up." And their face lit up, and they're like, "All right, you're right. We don't know what to do."
So it's this coming Saturday. What time?
Saturday at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. to 5.
Something like that. I bet it's going to be all day. It's
and how much
gonna
is
be like
it?
1 to 7.
How much is it?
I don't know. I think it's like $215.
Okay, and is that all you can eat?
That's what I got the vibes on. Look, hit up. Look, their event is on Pegasus City Brewery. Their website, their Facebook page. Look up the event. It's posted. All the details.
Right now, Corey and I are big fans of the Pegasus City.
I forgot the event details because I got the invite before the event. So, I didn't need to pay attention.
We're also big fans of the Noble Ray.
Yeah?
Noble Ray's got the $5 growler. You can go get it filled up. If you're a service industry, you get 25% off there.
That sounds like
Tonight,
a good deal.
we're drinking some Big Bend Brewing Company, the Tejas Prima.
Big Bend Brewing Company. The beer from out there.
The beer that is also helping out our friends over at the Texas Playboys and that Sandlot Revolution for a long time.
Good old Big Ben, huh?
Oh, yeah, Big Ben Brewing.
Sandlot.
Yeah, they're helping out the Sandlot Revolution, which we
like
want to
that.
hear from you guys. We want to do a whole bunch of stuff with you guys this year. The Sandlot Revolution is taking off everywhere. Every time I look on Instagram, we've got somebody new coming in. Canada's got a huge fucking Sandlot following now.
Their
know.
Sandlots don't freeze over.
Yeah, I think it's like when the rinks kind of dry up after
and
the
then
winter
they turn
time.
into sand. The
They
ice
turn into
rings
sand,
turn.
yeah.
They just put the sand under the ice
Right,
ring.
do you ever
and
fucking
then
watch
boom.
Science? Bill Nye the
That's how it
Science Guy
works.
tell you
Boom.
sand ice. Yeah, no, but Texas has got several teams, especially in the Austin area, which maybe we should get one started up here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Or even stickball. I think stickball would be fun.
Stickball might be fun.
We got streets out here. We ain't got room for a sand lot because everything's getting fucking built up with an apartment
Everything
complex.
is paved over, basically.
Right.
Welcome to Dallas.
Right? So, yeah, we are actually, we were doing the 45-minute shows for you guys during the off-season, but now we're up and going, so we can bring you guys more.
We got
of
too
the
much.
great-
We got too much to talk about.
We have more.
We
to
had 25 minutes to devote to Big Sexy, so we couldn't cut this episode short.
No, we can't, and we're not
Sorry.
going to cut any of them short. We're going to be here on Facebook Live. We're going to be on YouTube. It's just going to keep getting better and better and better.
You know where to find us on Instagram. Pretty much everybody has already found us on Instagram because we got some bomb-ass content there, 420 followers. Facebook followers are blowing up because they're loving our posts. Jackie Robinson Day was yesterday.
Yes.
Yep, good old April 15th is Jackie
I
Robinson
wore
Day.
I wore my boss or my Brooklyn Dodgers Jackie Robinson hat.
I was loving it.
I had it on all day yesterday.
There we go.
I pull that hat out once a year.
That's like you should.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll wear it. Every once in a while, get some comments about it. But
There you go.
so yeah,
Brooklyn
definitely,
Dodgers.
yeah. Cold Beers and Curveballs is our Facebook and our Instagram. CB and CB Podcast is our Twitter handle, and then we've also got some other things coming with Patreon and anything else that you want to add, Corey.
All the best things. Just keep listening and telling your friends about us because
Right.
we're awesome.
We're on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker,
SoundCloud,
pretty much
too,
SoundCloud.
still. Yep.
Anywhere that you can find podcast, we are there. So until next time, guys, keep drinking that Tejas beer. Keep drinking whatever you're drinking. Keep watching that baseball. And until next time, we will see you later.
Later.
Play me some songs about a rambling man. Put a cold one in my hand. 'Cause you know I love to hear those guitars